Roll call, all here, all supervisors are here. If you could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep. Okay, for public comment, Jim Katassi?
Yes.
Is that how you pronounce it, sir?
Yeah, that's close enough. I've heard of those.
Right here.
Really quick, just a few things. First of all, thank you and whoever's working on the roads. You guys did
That tired guy right
You
there.
guys did a hell of a job coming up and down, not only with this last one, but all winter long. You know, I see you guys going by multiple times, the salt and everything, so you guys have been doing a hell of a job. That's the first one. Second one, I don't know the procedure, this is my first meeting here, or how do I ask this? But on Hidden Hollow Road, it's very, very dark going up and down there. Would it be possible, how would we go about getting reflector things going along the road?
Is that doable, Ken?
Yeah, we could do that.
Could you do that? I mean, I don't know if I gotta sign anything or write something
No,
down.
if it's doable and within a reasonable amount of money, I can't imagine that reflectors would be too much money, right, guys? Anyone have any objection to that?
No. Yeah, just, I mean, going up and coming down, because it's really dark there. Probably gonna have to wait for a couple of months till the snow and ice melts, because it's pretty high now. But just, you know, I didn't know, again, what to do with that one, so.
Yeah, that's a reasonable request,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Other than that, that's all I have.
Well, thank you.
All right,
And I'll
thank-
tell you, to the road crew's benefit, they've been going for days.
Yeah. Sure.
Mr. Puglisi actually thought he had some heart problems today, and the ambulance service did an EKG on him and checked them all out. But yeah, they've been going tough for a
They've
few
been going
days.
hard at it, yeah.
So fortunately, Ken has no heart issues.
Right.
But there was a scare today
Yeah,
from all that
yeah,
stress.
sure, yeah.
You know, coming down some of those hills and those trucks in that weather, it's crazy times.
Yeah,
They
it
did
is.
a great job.
Yeah,
Thanks.
they did, so just wanted to say that.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Reverend Jude, and is that a V or a U?
Urso.
Urso, okay.
Yep. Hi, everybody. I'm the pastor of the El Rema Community Church. Some of you may know me, you may not know me. I'm here today just to make sure that you do know me. You know, we're a growing congregation. We average about 80 to 100 on a Sunday, and we enjoy being part of the township. And so I say that to also say in the future, if there are ways in which we as a local church can partner with you all, we're happy to do that. And
I've actually been wondering about you.
Okay,
Are you the church that has the honor roll in the?
that is us.
That is you. So I had,
Yeah.
there's a couple of questions about the honor roll. Someone had asked if like the township could, you know, take it down for parking or whatever, and I'm like, it's kind of an honor roll. Like it's not our property. It's not. But I had made a suggestion that the church might want to make a request to the Board of Supervisors to put the honor roll at El Rema Park on the township property. That would alleviate your
Absolutely.
issue while still, because I heard it's in it's in disarray
Starting
or
to fall
failing,
apart.
and it needs, so maybe if you guys do a written request or something that
We can do that.
on township property, it would also stay maintained and safe.
And my older people of the church who have been there way longer than I have, actually tell me it was a weird relationship. This is good. I mean, I've only been there since 2019. Way back when the township used to actually send the church a check to pay
For the
for
light.
for the lighting. Yeah, exactly. And somewhere along, we've never asked for that. Somewhere it just stopped. We don't care about that. But it was sort of one of those weird relationships, if you will, in
Well,
regards to that.
You
So-
should ask for it, because every other honor roll in the township, we do pay the electric.
Oh, okay. It's good to know.
So there's
Yeah,
one
we
on
just never.
Jefferson Street and Veterans Park, and so, yeah, I mean, you should, but
Okay.
I don't know
Fair.
how, like, it stopped there, because I don't know how to go about moving an honor roll, or, like, you know, what the procedure, maybe I work with
Well,
the VFW.
we can have, in the process that we were looking at originally, and we can have conversation in the future about this, but we actually contacted the local veterans group to ask that question. And they gave us some ideas of how it's happened in other places, and how they can be redone, and they were just happy people were interested in it, because so often these fall into disrepair, and then it gets to the place where nothing can be done. This one actually last got redone by a community member back in 1990, and we only know because there's an added plaque on it in memory of someone when that was redone. So they need to be updated and redone every so many decades because they're out in the weather and they're gonna fall apart. So glad to have that conversation.
And at that time, the township didn't own property down there, now Raymond put one.
That makes
Now we
perfect
do,
sense.
now we have a park there, and I think it would be
Yeah.
a great addition to the park, and it'd be in safe hands, and then,
I think the church would welcome that conversation and would be, would be glad to have that. So we're here to be part of the community. Obviously, the church has been here for a very long time, and in our new configuration as a congregation, we're just excited to be part of the community. So
yeah.
great. Thank you all for what you do.
Thanks for introducing yourself.
Absolutely.
George Powell.
I see on the agenda here, new business, you're gonna purchase a truck. Is it gonna be another dump truck, or what are you gonna get?
What's being considered is the same type of vehicle or vehicles that we purchased last year, the same type of dump trucks.
You think you ought to consider getting a bucket truck? If you look, I mean, you guys' first priority should be safety in this township. And I'm not just saying township roads, because they're probably better than the road I'm gonna mention, with trees hanging over, dead trees hanging over. But you need to get a hold of the main thing first thing. Somebody needs to get a hold of the state or whoever it concerns. And anybody's driven down 837 or 88, and I think 837 is worse.
I
All
will
you
tell
have.
you,
I have
I
called.
will tell you, we have called.
Well, something needs done.
I
We
called
wouldn't
last
be able to
week.
do that here with a bucket truck.
We can't touch 837, no.
Jeff Lawrence has been contacting as a matter of fact, when there was one at the entrance of South Park Mobile Estates after the tornado, it was actually Dennis Makel that got a hold of somebody he knew the phone company won't do a thing about
I
it.
know it's tough to do, but, I mean, we can take care of township roads if we get a bucket truck, trim them back, and cut the trees back. As long as you're not messing with the wires, you can do
He
it.
has a lot of training
If
and
the wire's here, you can cut on this side of it, and they can't say
I
a
will
word.
tell you, there's a lot of training and safety
If,
issues
if,
with
if,
tree removal.
if a tree's touching a wire, we will not touch it at all.
Somebody needs to get a hold of somebody, because this is a safety thing, and the first time one goes down on somebody's car with a snowfall or whatever, we don't know it, but
I will tell you, our
somebody's going to
emergency
see.
management coordinator, Jeff Lawrence, has been in constant contact, as well as our road superintendent, but tree removal and branch removal is a whole different
837.
line.
You know, that
And
tree could be
837 we wouldn't be able to
energized
do anyway.
from a wire 2 miles down the road.
A telephone wire's not bad, though, you know.
You don't know that.
Don't the utility companies,
They
They,
don't
won't-
do
they
The
won't come
electric
out and do it
company
till it
will.
falls.
The
There's a
telephone company owns it.
liability there.
who does,
The
Michelle?
electric company, if it's on an electric wire, the electric company will come. If
Cable
it's on a
people.
phone wire, nobody does nothing.
I mean, you go up 837, there's a broken pole, and them poles are leaning, you see them, Kenny.
I know,
Because of
I can tell you
someone
one
getting
thing,
electrocuted,
if
the
you,
electric company
you
will,
a
the phone
resident,
company,
call
cable company will.
911 and make a record of it, 911 has the most power of anybody to get those done.
Because, I mean, it's horrible. 88's getting just as bad.
Look at Logs Run, that tree's been leaning on that wire for 6 years.
Yeah, and you know it's going down.
It is gonna come down, but they won't come out and do it until the wire's on the ground.
Somebody should be able to do something.
Look at that pole right there on Old Bluff.
Oh, yeah. I know, they're just,
Anytime you get higher than 10 feet, people.
just go to the record. All that.
Okay.
I have one on my property down the Freedom Street.
Okay, that is all of the public comment. Announcements, does anyone have any announcements? I don't have any announcements. Okay, approval of meeting minutes. We have November 24th meeting minutes. Any motion to approve November 24th meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Carl made the motion. Any second? We'll go with Suzanne. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm sorry.
She should say.
I'm sorry, Linda, you'll have to abstain from that one. You weren't a supervisor yet. So that is all in favor except for Linda is an abstention due to she wasn't a supervisor yet. January 5th. I'll make a motion to approve January 5th meeting minutes. That's our reorganization meeting.
I can second that one.
You can.
Yes. That is a second by Linda Cole. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, vacancies. We have vacancies on the Board of Auditors, if anybody's interested in being the township auditor. It is not a taxing position, it's about 2 meetings a year. But it still helps the township. Township reports. The police officer got called out on a call, he was here, but the reports are in your packet. Fire department reports are both in your packet, and engineering report.
Sure. Thanks, Michelle. First of all, Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome Linda to the Board of Supervisors. Our engineer's report should be in your packets. It's a couple pages long. I do have some updates to pass along, since it's been a little while since we spoke, but item number 1 on the engineer's report is the Mingo Circle Sewage Project. I did want to pass along that on January 8th, DEP approved our 537 plan special study for the Mingo Circle Sewage Project, which is a big deal. It's a big step forward for the township. As we know, the consent order and agreement from 2018 ties the township to the recommended alternative of the 537 plan. Now that recommended alternative has been changed, so there may be more coming on that now that plan has changed, but that's a big step forward for Union Township. So wanted to congratulate the board on that.
Before we move on, you have a request on there. Would this
Yeah.
be an information gathering, a public
Yes.
advertised meeting?
Yeah.
So TJ is requesting to have a meeting with us, the zoning officers, solicitor, and Washington County Storage Council to discuss the next steps.
Right,
So that would be more of an information gathering?
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and now that the special study's approved, the implementation schedule that goes with that is also approved. So I think it'd be prudent to gather everybody together to talk about those next steps and those dates that we have to hit in our new plan. So the first thing that'll come to do is the dye testing. So I think we need to get together with Sewage Council and with Tammy and with the board to frame how we're gonna take care of that. So yeah, thanks, Michelle. I think we should get together
If you
on that subject.
professionals can get together first and give the board like 3 various dates,
Sure.
then the staff here can organize with them.
Yep.
That'd be great.
Yep. We're working on a permit application right now this is number 2 on the engineer's report. For the Jack Street storm sewers, we need an outfall permit for where those storm sewers will discharge to the tributary to Peters Creek. I looked at those drawings with Ken on Thursday of last week. He seemed like he was okay with the layout and the designs there, so we're prepared to move ahead with submitting that permit application. Airport Road, the drainage, the little drainage project that we're gonna do there in the vicinity of 125 Airport Road, that's also in design right now. Preliminary design's complete, so I need to get together with Ken and look at that also. Number 4, I'll skip over number 3 because I don't have much of an update right now. Number 4.
Let's stop 1 second right there, TJ. With
Sure.
these, since we're gonna have a meeting with the other issue, maybe at the same time we do the issue with Mingo Circle, maybe we can discuss that same issue that same day.
Sure.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Sorry about that, go ahead.
No, that makes sense. Item 4 is Railroad Street. There's a lot of utility coordination going on with that project. We did meet with all the utility providers right before Christmas. Got everybody on the same page. We have a couple tweaks we need to make to our design, then we will file for the highway occupancy permit through PennDOT for that project. And hopefully that can proceed at some point this summer. So, that's the update.
On Thursday, we had a meeting on Railroad Street. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead. Yep.
But, we met with the water company down there, and it looks like they're gonna dig that within the next couple of weeks. They're gonna put a new water line in.
Yeah, so before we do our work, there's some utility replacement work that's gonna take place, the water company and potentially the gas company. And Ken's right, they said that, the water company said their schedule may be, as soon as they can get some favorable weather, so.
Excuse me.
Sure.
How are you guys gonna deal with the residents of Liver Cave?
They're gonna have to move. I mean, that we're gonna have to work in, like when they're digging that water line, they're gonna have to put plates in if a car comes.
Right,
It's the only way to do it.
okay. I know it came up in a meeting with PA Water. There didn't seem to be a resolution, I think they were just dumping on you guys.
Well, I met with the construction guy on Thursday.
Good.
I told him, I said, you're gonna be bothered all day, or potentially.
Right, I agree.
It was a suggestion of, Mr. Makel's that number 5, that maybe we can tie that into a meeting too, make an afternoon of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
good. Yep. Yeah, so Railroad Street has a lot of coordination, but hopefully that utility work gets done before we do any of our work, so, that's where that project stands right now. Number 5, we talked about, we'll tie that in with the others. Item 6, this is our stream bank restoration project, at Pleasant Stream Park. We have that design complete also, we have that permit ready to submit, so unless there's any objections from the board, we'll go ahead and file for the general permit for the stream bank restoration. This is the project that we have fully funded through the, grants that we've received through DEP, so, we will move ahead with that, quickly also. And then last item I wanted to touch on was item 8. Just a couple funding updates to pass along. First, I did talk to Carrie Fox shortly after the new year regarding the CDBG money for the sidewalks at Veterans Park. He said that everything was in order there and we can move ahead with that whenever the township would like. So I did want to pass that along. That's moving ahead, which is good. And then lastly, we did find out right before Christmas that we did receive 2 more grants. These are through the statewide local share account program. These were the ones we applied for all the way back in 2024. So it took a year to get the announcement, but we did receive $77,450 for the Nike site building demolition up on Maple Street. And we did receive $192,888 for the stream bank restoration project at Pleasant Stream Park. So, congratulations to the board on both of those. Those are
Great.
100% grant, 0 match required. So, essentially, it's free money towards 2 of our
Very
projects.
exciting.
So,
Yeah.
thanks to your representatives, thanks to you guys for moving
Yeah,
ahead
thanks
with that.
to-
So, yeah, that's all I have, Michelle.
Thanks
Thanks.
for Benson. Okay. Tammy, is not here tonight. She lives in Farmington, which I'm sure she's probably in the feet of snow. Treasurer's report, Public Works report. So Ken apologized to me, that due to doing an emergency plan and all of the snow removal, that he will be giving you a written report, in the next 24, 48 hours, but, I don't know if there's any questions anyone has for him, since he's here. And he's got a couple of agenda items anyway, so I'm sure we can.
A few. I did want to say that the Rama sewer system, high pressure line, we have located it, found it, and we have it marked down in El Rama.
So this is the line going from our lift station to Weed, correct?
It goes to Jefferson's pump station.
Yeah, and then goes the,
Right,
okay,
then
yeah.
it goes to Weezer.
New business. A motion to accept a deed of dedication for the streets known as Courtyard Drive and Village Lane in the Scarmazy Highland Village PRD. And PJ gave a full description and the deed of dedication. Is there anyone that has any questions on the deed of dedication for these 2 streets?
They're built to township specifications,
Yes, they are.
and there's a bond.
Yes, we got it.
We do have the maintenance bond, we did receive the as-bills, they did comply with their developer's agreement, and their request is dated November 25th of 25, so we didn't have a December meeting, which is why it's on your January meeting.
Is there any need to be worried about these markers that the one gentleman was worried about?
That's
Not
on
with
the road.
these roads,
Not with the
this is up in the plan, so now it's different road.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the deed of dedication for the streets known as Courtyard Drive and Village Lane in the Scarmazzi Highland Plan.
Second.
Carl, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to advertise an ordinance for the acceptance of Courtyard Drive and Village Lane. So this is, a motion to pay for the advertising for such.
Make the motion.
Carl made the motion, any second?
I'll second.
Suzanne second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, hire for the position of operator for the Public Works Department under the Teamsters 205 agreement. There is a, resume for the gentleman that Ken conducted the interviews, and this is the person he felt was best suitable for the job. Currently has a CDL, correct? If I recall, the police department checked out his background check, because he had reached out to your office and said just have Chief Harris do it, if I recall. So he's had a background check, his license has been checked out, and he currently already has the CDL that's required for the position.
Sorry.
Oh, no
So-
worries.
So do you recommend him?
Yeah,
Did you read the contract? Just
Did
some of the
he?
issues we've gone through in the past, I just wanna make sure we're covered.
we did show it to him, yeah.
He's okay financially, he's got, I saw his resume as a current CDL, right?
Mhm.
Did a background check, right?
He did, Chief
What I
Harris
liked
did a
about
background
this guy, he had 14 years with,
Waste management.
waste management.
Yeah, I read it. These are issues we just worked our way through last year. I just don't wanna work our way through
He has
again.
a Class A CDL, he's been driving truck for 14 years
Right.
with, waste management.
And the financial stuff is, he read the contract, this is what he's getting paid.
Right.
No more, no less. It's fine.
Okay, do we have any motions to hire Jesse Costa?
I don't think he's any relation to the Costa that lives over here in Finleyville.
I don't care either way, I don't know, if we're
Well,
all,
I don't
everyone in
care
Finleyville's
either.
related, I thought.
Pretty much. I make
Um,
a motion that we hire Jesse Costa as operator for the Public Works Department.
Okay, Linda made the motion, any second?
Second.
Larry second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the purchase of 2 heavy-duty springs for 2 of the township trucks. These are the new trucks, right? Okay,
Yes,
yes. So the new trucks were, dragging,
They're-
basically from the weight of
the
the
springs
salt.
are not, I couldn't understand why when I loaded the 2 new trucks, they looked like they were leaving the yard like this. And I was putting less on it than I was putting on Ron's old truck. Well, Ron come to find out that when they got those new trucks back in 2015, they sent them down and had 8,000-pound springs put on them because the 6,000-pound springs just are not strong enough. And so that's what I wanna do with these trucks.
So it's just a common modification that gets
Right.
done when you guys buy trucks.
And you can't order them from Ford like that. Ford will only put these 6,000-pound springs on because that's all they want to stock. So, I could do it with the dealer, but they charge enormous amount of money where Ray Spring is the cheapest.
So it's an aftermarket.
No, they're regular springs.
No, I mean, they don't come with the generic.
Oh, right.
So what you're doing, you're saving the township money.
Huh?
He said he
You're
was,
saving the township money.
Right.
I think, Tubio was concerned that the bottom of the spreader would come off. If they had that they're hanging so low that you're gonna knock your spreader. Okay, so,
I'll make that motion.
should we have the price in the motion?
Yes.
Okay, so Carl would like to make the motion to purchase 2 purchase heavy-duty springs for 2 of the township trucks, at the total price for both being $1,908.
That's for one, Michelle.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's what I'm asking, okay.
Is this the springs of the truck you're talking about?
Yeah, the raised springs, yeah. Okay, so, I'm gonna modify that. Carl said he wanted to make the motion to,
That includes installation, doesn't it?
it does include installation, labor's on there. So at the price of $1,908.18 per truck. Any second?
I'll second it.
Carl made the motion, Linda second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Truck purchase, or purchases. So, Ken, your trucks. Talk about why you wanna buy possibly two
Because
trucks.
the trucks we have are old, they're breaking down. I get, this past snow event was extremely stressful. I had 4 trucks down at one time.
How many hours they have?
Well, I don't know how many hours they got. 2 of them are 2011s. When we put them on a scanner, they're coming back with all kind of weird stuff on there, and I told Dave, don't replace nothing, cause something's gonna be setting off all the sensors. Cause some of those sensors are $500 a piece. And I don't wanna start just replacing sensors without knowing what's making those sensors go. So I think I'm gonna send those trucks to Hill International, cause they got a bigger computer to fine tune it than what my little handheld computer does.
Are we keeping them?
To my knowledge, you had 4 go down and you still have 2 down.
I still have 2 down.
So,
We trade them in.
well, that's what yeah, we'd be trading those in.
Right.
But my question is, you had mentioned something about these being 2025 leftovers that are brand new.
Yeah,
And the
these here
price,
are.
the reason, so that's what I'm asking you to explain to the board and the audience.
These trucks here are the same trucks that I bought last year, except for $10,000 a piece cheaper. Last year we paid roughly $74,000, we're getting them this year for $64,000. Because they are leftover trucks, but they're brand new trucks with a warranty. They're not a 2026, they're a 2025, that's what we got last year, was 2025, but we paid $74,000 for them. I got these for $10,000 each cheaper.
So the $60,000 price includes the trade-in? Or
No.
does it?
It
We're
would come off
gonna
of that.
get a trade-in on top of this. I wanted to make sure I was allowed to even get them before I waste the guy's time.
So this would be prior to trade-in, 64,000 is the price that we'd be paying
Right.
minus trade-in.
No, that's not counting the upgrade. And I'm gonna go with aluminum beds. The upgrades are $61,500. That's for the bed, the plow, the salt spreaders, and all the other stuff that they gotta put on that truck.
So that's all in, Kenny, and less the trade-in.
Right.
Then less the trade-in, so,
Does that include the heavy duty springs?
No,
they don't come with them, you gotta put them on.
Can we get them?
can't get them.
$2,000.
They
Can't
don't,
get 'em.
carry them. So, Mr. Mako wants to know, are they co-stars?
Are they what? Yes,
Just make sure that it goes.
they are. But the first thing I asked the guy when I went in there.
Schultz, but he's going with the first 2 are, Schultz is co-star, but, correct?
Now, these are the same company that we bought them from last
No.
year?
We bought them off C. Harper last year. I don't know what's going on up there. None of the people that I talked to
They
last
don't
year
have
were
extra
there.
ones sitting on the lot is what the difference is.
And they don't even have any. We went to, Schultz Ford over here, right here, right in West Mifflin.
And you were positive they're co-stars?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He wrote it on the bill I wouldn't even talk to them if they weren't co-star, cause that Ford dealer
What
down
does it say
in,
right there? Co-stars, please.
Denora,
Schultz-
or
Schultz is-
Charleroi,
That's what he says he wants to
he
get.
won't deal with
Well,
co-stars.
This one here's not Schultz.
Yeah.
So you're going with Schultz, what do you call it?
Schultz Ford.
Who you talking about, Glenn?
I didn't know Glenn was there.
Glenn
No,
Adams.
this is short.
I know Glenn.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was there. I
Yeah,
talked
he's
to him.
done it
Yes,
for
it
a long
is.
time.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's a local guy.
So maybe it's this one, I think.
I didn't know he was there.
You know,
So,
This
I
is
know.
listing the extras.
okay.
I seen him when I was leaving.
okay.
So what's the total price of each vehicle?
The one truck is,
Outfitted,
outfitted, about $130,000.
all right, that's where it's getting confused, okay. And when do you expect to get the trucks? It's not gonna be this year, you know that.
We have the trucks,
No,
they
they're
said
leftovers
40,
from last year, new leftovers, that's
4
why they're
months.
giving a deal.
4 months we can have.
Because I've been told it's like, you gotta wait a year just to get the truck.
If I want a new truck, yeah.
These
If I want
these are
a-
new
if I wanna order a
2025
truck.
new.
These are off the lot.
These are off the lot,
Kenny, is it, the 130,000, you said that's for both trucks?
Each one,
each one.
What happened to the 60,000?
well, that's not
Before
being.
you gotta
That's for the cabin chassis. That's for the cabin
Remember
chassis.
last year, we kinda separated where we voted for the trucks, then we voted for
Yeah, we went to
the,
the
send it
third
over
party.
to somebody else to get,
That's about the price, that's the price of the truck.
about the price. Now,
Okay,
what-
so
what do
we're
you-
talking 260.
Before trade-in, what do you think you're gonna get from your old trucks? No idea.
I'm hoping to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000
A
a
piece?
piece.
Mm,
Big number.
to sell it, yeah, no, yeah, cause at least they're already outfitted,
Right.
if you're getting truck and chassis, okay. So that brings us back down to that would be the price for each.
Is there a better deal because you're getting two?
What, did you say am I gonna replace two?
No,
Is
she asked
there
if there's a better deal.
with Schultz Ford because you're getting two?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So you recommend the aluminum bed, correct?
Pardon me?
You recommend the aluminum bed.
I wanna try the aluminum beds because they're lighter.
You should be better on corrosion too. right?
But, well, and they're cheaper than the stainless steel.
True.
Like $3,000 cheaper.
So they're lighter, better on gas, take more loads.
I'm not worried about the mileage, I'm worried about putting salt on them.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you won't be carrying as, you'll be able to carry more salt, less bad weight. Okay.
So, question I have, Ken, is I see one 61,500, I see another one 62,800.
One's a 10-footer and one's an 8-footer.
Okay, so basically we wanna buy two trucks,
Two
got our
trucks
CoStar,
through co-stars,
at 68,500 each,
each,
with one being at 61,500,
right,
and the other one being
65.8.
65,800.
Oh, 65.8 and 64.5.
Okay. So, purchase those two trucks and those two options. That's your request. Okay.
Wait, the option bringing the aluminum is changing the price down to.
So are we going with aluminum or are we going with stainless steel?
Aluminum.
Okay, cause there's a difference in price, so the price you just gave us, the
Oh.
64.5 is only 61.5 with the aluminum.
You're right, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So one's 61.5
61.5,
and the other one's 62.8.
right. I'm
And that's
sorry.
before, prior to trade-in price.
So motion to purchase those two trucks at that cost from Schultz Ford with those two options. Aluminum.
Right. Now, that, hold on a minute. The 61.5,
That's what happened last time we bought two trucks.
the 61.5 is for the upgrade, that's Super City.
We know,
Okay,
we know, that's the way he said it, we were just, cause the upgrades, it was the difference between aluminum and stainless steel, so.
So rather than
We know.
64.5, it's 61.5.
right,
Aluminum body. And
right,
the same thing for the other, rather than 65.8, it's 62.8.
right,
That's option A and option B for those two trucks.
right.
So is there a motion to purchase those two vehicles from Schultz Ford which I'm surprised he's getting, at 68.5, plus option A for one and option B for the other.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Are we taking this out of the equipment fund?
Good question.
Well, that's why I was looking at my treasurer's
Yeah,
report.
that's what I was.
So, currently we have 187,115.20 in the equipment fund. The municipal will be selling his, front loader here. It's on the agenda, it's listed and advertised. And then you're gonna have minus the trade-in, so, I mean, it should all finally fit down into the equipment fund, possibly.
Now, we're gonna get a trade-in off of those too.
That's what I'm saying, so I'm saying after trade-in and with the selling of the front loader that's about to go on municipal live, we should be able to do it out of the equipment fund. I mean, there's a chance it could be 10, we don't know what we're gonna get for the front loader, but should be able to stay into the equipment fund.
So purchase those vehicles with, I guess you wanna take out equipment fund first, or do you wanna take it out of the gaming fund?
Is that for me?
Talking to Michelle,
Why wouldn't we take it out of the equipment fund?
we have two vehicles,
Yeah,
you're gonna be spending about $260,000.
Then trade-in.
Yeah, but we don't know what to trade.
And we have a front loader at municipal that we're expecting at
So we take out-
25.
So you take out the equipment fund and any other, because you may not sell those vehicles.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, what's the hold on that? 21,000?
Okay, so we can make a motion to do it out of the equipment fund with any overage coming from the gaming.
That's your motion.
so what's the bottom line for these two trucks with the upgrade on the springs,
So he said
aluminum bodies?
120 something each before trade-in.
It's going to be about $130,000 on average.
Prior to the trade-in on that. Now,
Yeah.
the reason he's saying the trade-in's gonna be that high is because they've already been fitted. They've already had all the extras put on them, so.
Right.
You're lucky to get a truck so quick, but
I'm gonna say we're gonna get both trucks for under 200,000 after the trade-in.
That's what I'm saying, so we should have that in the equipment fund after the sale of the front loader.
but right now we're just buying the vehicles.
I think you're right.
Well, as soon as I give him the okay, they're gonna ship to Super City, they'll be up there for 4 months.
Front loader that we got 30,000 for before, but we didn't sell
I think
it.
we're fine.
I think we're fine too. I mean, we got almost 30,000 on the front loader before, but they weren't a municipality.
I
So we
got
had to go back and
34,000.
so 34,000. So I think our equipment fund is currently $12,900 short of, but with the front loader going live, I think it'll be fine.
Well, are you gonna trade them in at the same dealer you're buying the new ones?
Yeah.
So we should know the number.
Yeah. So, I'll make that motion then.
I'll second
Larry second. Any other questions from supervisors? Okay, roll call. All in favor?
Aye.
Purchase of pipe for our 2026 drainage project. So Ken felt that he might be able to get a better price by putting all of the pipe that he needs for the drainage projects that we had discussed and giving it to, 3 different people as one versus doing it per job. So on the drainage projects that the board had already discussed, he decided to do a calculation of all the pipe he'd need and present it to multiple different sources to try to get a price.
Doesn't include any piping quantities for the golfing plant.
Yes.
Well, how do we know we're even gonna do that, Ken?
I have a drone.
I know, but we're going for a grant or something. TJ said in the meeting that one Thursday. That's a $2 million piece of activity. That
Yeah.
was his estimate, was $2 million.
Okay. So, all I'm trying to do is save some money.
So
Go ahead.
We have pending grant applications in for a portion of the Dolphy Plan storm sewer project. So,
Does that mean we can't buy it ahead of
we
time?
can't use grant money to reimburse costs that are already incurred. So
How much of the Dolphy plan did we put out for grant?
probably a little under half of it.
So the only thing I'm saying is possibly two things can be true at once, where we can do a bulk purchase of pipe, just not include the part of the Dolphy plan that we're filing for a grant for. Now, when might we know when that grant would come? 2 years from now?
Well, we applied in November, so we'll find out
2 years from now?
December. End of this year, as soon as probably.
End of 25, 26.
Yeah.
So for
How
a
much-
project in 27.
You sat down, Kenny, you need, hypothetically, 10,000 linear feet of stuff you plan on doing without the Dolphy plan. Dolphy plan has.
Dolphin plant is gonna require about 3,600 lineal foot of 15-inch pipe.
It's not much.
Yeah, that's not much.
Right, so what I did was, and I need 15-inch pipe for Jack Street. So Bing's, I'm gonna do Jack Street and the Dolphin plant. I figured, let me see if I can get at least a big quantity pipe order. And the normal price is $12.08 a foot. I got it for $6.78.
You know,
But I don't wanna do it if he says that we can't do it because of the grant money. I didn't know that.
I didn't either, Kenny. You have a place to stage it up at
Yeah.
the Nike site?
Yeah, I can.
I mean, it's like half off.
It doesn't go
And
bad,
It's
you
almost-
still need to
it-
buy pipe for the part of the Dolphy plan that's not in the grant.
but it doesn't go bad.
We can use it on a different project.
Use anywhere we want, right?
Not a lot of pipe was
Right.
gonna be used in Dolphy, particularly when you take.
It's fine.
Yeah, I would just suggest that we don't buy the quantity we need for what we apply for under the grant now, because we won't.
That's what I'm saying,
You won't
take
be able
off
to
a
be
portion
reimbursed
of the,
for it.
take off half the piping needed for the Dolphy plan and fund it, is what
I can
PJ's
do that, but
saying.
it'll probably
Raise the price.
change the price, but let me call. We don't have to decide this today.
Then if you change the price, then you're back at, you got free pipe, even if you don't use it for Dolphy, use it for something else.
Right. But,
I don't know.
I mean,
How many total linear feet?
$6.78 is a really good number.
Oh,
You gotta think about it.
yeah, so we don't call it for the Dolphy plan, we just call it that many linear feet of pipe.
Well, I'm gonna use 1,000 eventually at Jack Street.
Plus
1,000.
Summit Railroad too.
Right, Summit Railroad, and I need 480 feet for McChain Road.
How many linear feet did you need for Dolphin total?
3,600.
3,600, and you're saying half of it's, we're talking about, 1,700 feet of pipe extra.
That's your Cox, Kenny?
The
Cox.
the cost is six.
No, Cox, he's
Cox.
saying
The
COX.
vendor?
Oh, Cox, yes. I thought he said it's at the cost.
No.
So, you'll be sitting on 1,700 feet of pipe if we do get the grant to use on a different project. We'd still use the pipe, we just wouldn't use it at the Dolphy plan.
If we don't identify it, we could use it anywhere we want, couldn't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, we can use it
Even
anywhere we
in
want.
the Dolphin plan.
No, because you have to keep every invoice for grant. You gotta show 'em.
If we bought that 3,000, I'm gonna use, hopefully I use 1,500 of that this year.
That's a lot of pipe.
No,
So,
but to save,
yeah, you're saving 20 grand,
So it's 40 grand if we don't buy it now. Yeah, right?
or if we buy less.
it'll be about 20, 30, probably 35,000, you say 15,000.
So,
The pipe will never go bad and you'll use it eventually anyways.
and possibly for the Dolphy plan if we don't get the grant.
Right.
Right.
So, anyone?
Can I ask a question, it's not related to this purchase of the pipe? Did you ever talk to the contractor who's gonna do the sewage on Finleyville Raymond Road?
I don't even know who's doing it.
I don't either. They're supposed to start in February, but didn't they talk to you?
No, that's
I
a
didn't
state
know that.
road and a PCSA
Didn't Dennis
project.
put a document together to protect the township as far as liability?
No, that was just for them to put stuff
Stage.
on the Nike site.
Yeah, right. That guy ever talked to Kenny?
No, he hasn't contacted them yet.
That's been months ago.
It has been months, but they
He's
they
never
don't know.
talked to me
I don't
about
know
it.
that they've awarded their contract yet. We just said that I don't know who their contractor is. We just said that they could use the Nike site for storing stuff, but
Yeah.
they're to
Who
contact.
is the contractor?
We don't know.
I don't know,
They put it
Ken.
out the bid, whoever won that bid.
It's gonna be. They should have the courtesy at least having this guy talk to this guy.
They should.
You know, those,
It was PCSA and LSSE's request to offer that to their contractor, but their contractor hasn't agreed.
they wanna use the staging area. There's a couple big pumps going in up there. They're gonna stage up there. Probably
Equipment,
gonna need some
material?
lighting, electrical, which they're gonna have to pay for, you know, that stuff.
But we don't know their contractor.
Well, I was hoping whenever they leave, there'll be a nice lay down area that Kenny could use for future work, that somebody else pays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a pole barn?
They do something right, something will be an upgrade. I was just curious, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay, does anyone wanna make a motion to purchase?
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second
so Larry made the motion. Carl seconded. Any other questions from supervisors? All in favor?
it. Aye.
Aye.
Who seconded that?
Larry made the motion, Carl seconded.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, before we go any further, Ken, I think your items are done. Is there any questions that anyone had for Ken? He
Advertisement for the 2026 road.
Yeah, that's just to pay for an ad, so that's
Oh.
just, that's not the, yeah.
Well,
But
then
if
I'm
anyone
gonna
else have any questions for Ken, he requested before the meeting, since he's been up for 3 days, if he could leave after his items were
go.
done.
Yeah, well,
You're looking rough. You're gonna look like you're gonna fall asleep over there at that table.
yeah, I better go get an EKG.
No, you already did that today. Thank the
I didn't
guys.
even know they could do that in that ambulance.
They are a class operation. That isn't a high IQ operation over there. That, the
Seriously, as
ambulance
long as you
service.
get an EKG.
They
If
gave him a
you're having a
readout
heart
of an
attack, you're
EKG.
going. If you're not having a heart attack, you can stay.
He's hypochondriac.
If I can interrupt for one quick second,
Otherwise, go back.
folks, can we just thank him and his guys?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Be safe. I know you guys did, yeah, good job.
All right, wait in the barrel.
Go home and go to sleep, dude.
Go home, get some sleep, and don't fall asleep before you get there.
Yeah, and
Oh,
don't fall
yeah.
asleep
Roll
in
the
your chair.
windows now, make it colder.
Good night, then.
Put some wood on the fire.
Your wife said don't
What's
sleep.
another wrong on
Plow the walkways at home and.
I don't have water.
Yeah, do that before I go to
He
bed.
already did the driveway.
Okay, authorize the solicitor to prepare a master escrow agreement to be executed between PAWC Water and the township, along with required escrow. So, in a meeting with the staff, and Larry was here, right?
Yes.
That staff members in PAWC and Mr. Magle said that it might be easier, rather than do a separate escrow for each one of the projects they have planned in the township, to do one professional service agreement escrow and bond for the blanket of all projects for the year.
It's my
So
understanding.
that's what this motion's about, just less paperwork, less having 6 different bonds, and it gets complicated. So that is the request that Tammy had put on for the agenda.
Right.
So basically, we're going to have a provision saying that
They have a list,
PAWC, i.e. utilities, going to do so much.
they have a list of the projects. They
If
just
we
wanna
put
have-
in conditions in that, i.e. I'll use Railroad Street as an example. We need to know when they're gonna be doing the installation of the pipe, because there's other people who live there that we gotta figure a way how to get them in and out. So that Kenny and TJ gets copies of these things, that, you know, it's called information, and if everybody knows what's going on, it makes life a little easier. Well, I mean, you know, just trying to present some things I've experienced in the past. Right?
Agreed.
We need a schedule, we need start dates, we need finish dates. It's called, we're just trying to
Asking in the agreement.
improve our sophistication
Kind
on
of
this roadway.
similar to the next motion, which is just working with future utility company
Right,
projects.
right.
So what Larry's asking is if you draw up an agreement for any utility company, can some of these provisions that he's requesting also?
But you want start dates, finish dates.
I just think
Yeah,
this is
sure, it's
information that Kenny needs to know,
Roughly,
TJ
but-
needs to know.
That doesn't seem like it would go in this agreement though.
Right.
Better communication is what.
Yeah,
He did say that they normally send out
maybe
some
in the
flyer or
next,
something.
maybe in the next item,
Yeah.
more than this one.
Can we see it before we sit and vote on it, Dennis?
Yeah, I would do that.
Thank
Yeah, the motion is just to authorize him to prepare one, not
Right.
enter into it.
That's fine.
Okay, so we got G and H, are very similar. So you're making the motion on PWC Water in the township to have a master escrow agreement, and Larry's particular item wouldn't be in this, because this is just an escrow agreement and a bond. So your part wouldn't, so Carl is making a motion to, for the master escrow agreement between the township and PAWC, along with the required escrow. That is Carl's motion.
I'll second.
Suzanne second. All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. Authorize the solicitor prepare a blank master escrow agreement to be executed between Union Township and future utility companies. And this is where Larry's item comes in, that he wants the board, this is under the condition of the board gets to review this agreement before we start
Right.
using it.
Right.
And that some of the provisions that he has concerns with, if any board member has any provisions they'd like to see in it, reach out to Dennis Maple's office.
Okay.
And then the board can get presented at the next meeting of what this, moving forward, this is gonna be our utility agreement.
Yeah.
Does that work for everybody? Okay, so is that your motion, Larry?
That's fine.
Okay, Larry made the motion.
I'll second it.
Well, I'm gonna go with Linda on that one, Carl. I think she's before you. All in favor?
Aye.
That's all in favor. Okay, Noza Lane Global Settlement Agreement. It has been requested to table that. This is an agreement that Mr. Makel and Andrew Kuzma has been working on for, the road, Noza Lane itself. There is some sort of agreement that our zoning hearing board attorney has been working on with the horse, riding arena or whatever, the Millers.
So zoning appeal case.
And, with the other residents, it's a private kind of lane owned by every resident up there, but, it's a settlement involving the township, the Millers, and the other residents on the road to repair this road. So, but it's not 100% prepared yet, so, been asked to table this one.
So,
Correct?
yes.
Is that one of those legacy things we had with the original,
It's Harold.
yeah, okay.
It's not the original, it's,
Well, I'm saying catalyst that created like Susan
Yeah.
Grimm's and other
Yeah.
places.
yeah. So, the township is participating with the residents on the repairing of this road with an agreement with all the people on the road and where the township's helping start or stop, and it's just not prepared yet. No, we're not taking over the road, this is to do with repairing the road's condition right now.
Just make a motion to table, that's all you have to do.
Suzanne made that motion. Any seconds on tabling?
I'll second it.
Carl seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Advertisement of the 2026 road and drainage projects. I don't even know that there is drainage projects, there's road projects. I just put that there because I wasn't sure. The
Is this
pipe
the paving?
requesting, this is paving. So you can take drainage off of there. I put it on there because of the pipe requests and stuff that he was asking for. I wasn't sure if I needed to. So this would be to pay for advertisement for the 2026 road projects.
I'll
And,
make the motion.
okay, Larry made the motion,
Second.
she's on second.
That will break everything down then.
Yes, this is just,
'Cause
Pay
that's
for
where
the
that
ad.
screwed up the last time.
it didn't give. Carl's concerned about the last time there wasn't,
I think we're organized this time.
yeah, it didn't. There wasn't options last time. And one person got the tar and chip, one person got that, but it was all one. So, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Tax reimbursement request from Scarmazy Homes. There is a synopsis in your board packet. Okay, so the motion would be to reimburse Scarmazy Highland LLC for for parcel number 640-00-00-00-0005-25 in the amount of $139.37, and a partial numbered 640-00-00-00-005-26 in the amount of $134.88, as it was deemed exempt by Washington County for the year 2025. So this is their common ground that they got taxed for, but then they went to appeals at Washington County, and Washington County had deemed it to be tax exempt partials. And they would like to get the reimbursement of that set amounts now that they won their appeal. So they paid these taxes for partials that they appealed.
Correct.
So,
And that are individuals who own the property, correct?
This
Being
is-
paid back to Scarmazy LLC.
this Scarmazy paid those amounts in 2025.
Let's see that
Okay.
one done, Carol. That's all. Done.
Why are they tax exempt?
It's their common ground, like, just like at Tuscany.
Yeah,
like,
that's common ground, but why are they
It's
tax
because the
exempt?
Ringgold School District's fiscal years,
She wants to know why
July
they're tax
through.
exempt, is what she's asking.
well, that's what generated the whole problem.
They filed an appeal, and I guess they're, underneath the law, they're tax exempt.
Common ground is tax exempt.
So basically what we have to do is since Scarmazy LLC paid the taxes.
Every one of their homes is on common ground, different than Tuscany, so their whole plan is common ground. At Tuscany, there's individual partials, and then common ground where the parks and walks and whatever are. This is a different setup, other than there's a couple of individual, they have a condominium exemption.
Alright, so basically, you made a motion, I need a second.
Okay, that was my motion, that big, long, partial motion. Any seconds?
Second.
Larry, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, request for tap into the El Rema storage system. We have a request from Wayne Ermick, property owner at 13.5 Circle Avenue, who has done, you guys have met him at the podium, he's done consolidation of multiple properties on Circle Avenue, and did his land development application and all that. He's now requesting to tap into Union Township sewage system down in El Rema. He filled out an application, has been given the rules and regs, and is going to have Ken Puglisi inspect the lines pre-dirt being thrown on them. But he needs a form to tap in. He has to have a permit to take down to Weeza for them to tap him in. So that is his request from us to give him a permit to tap. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, DJ.
I was just gonna ask you a question when you're done.
No, go ahead.
Did he pay his tap-in fee?
He paid us our tap-in fee as an additional tap-in fee at Weeza, which he already knows about. So he paid $2,500 tap-in fee, and that's gonna cover Ken inspecting and all that stuff, and the paperwork, whatever. And then he takes that down, the permit, if approved, he takes it down to Weeza, he has to pay them $500.
That's capacity for him.
That's a capacity fee for them.
Okay, thanks.
He has filled out the appropriate forms and pay the appropriate amount of money. If approved, then it gets approved by them, and then he arranges with Ken to make sure he uses the tight pipe and it's inspected.
I'll make that motion.
So Suzanne wants to make the motion to, grant the tap-in request from Wayne Aramick.
And I'll second it.
And Linda seconds. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, donation request for the Raymond Volunteer Fire Department. So, the reason for the donation request, back in 2024, we did not have a contract with the El Rama Fire Department due to some legacy issues that we inherited with their ISO number and so forth. So while working that out, we did not do a contract with them. But they did provide service. So what they're asking for is a donation in the amount of what their contract would have been if they'd had a contract. So we have to call it a donation now because there was no contract. So since they provided service to Union Township for the year 2024 without contract, they're asking for a donation in respect to what they would have got
How
on the
much is
contract. $15,750. Am I correct? Our chief's back there. He says I'm correct. That's what the request is. That's our chief, Matthew Salem.
I'll make that
I'll make-
motion.
Oh, so
I'll second.
Suzanne made the motion,
I'll second it.
and Larry second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approve a motion to amend the 11/21/2023 meeting minutes to state CDBG block grant instead of DCED block grant. So apparently there was a minor clerical error with the letters. It still said block grant,
Yeah.
but the letters were mixed. And so now he needs to present those, I guess, to Kerry Fox.
Yeah, this was requested by Carrie that we applied to the right program, we just had the wrong initials in the minutes, so he's asking
So
that we change
we
it.
can't really change the
No,
minutes,
what
so
you
we have to have
do-
these minutes reflect that was what the board wanted to do back then?
Yes, what you do is just say you're having a motion now, so get it typed up. And then have the secretary, whoever it is, say, I certify that this motion was made on whatever date and time. I'll write that down.
So, do we need a board session?
You do.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion that the board recognizes that on 11/21/2023,
Doesn't matter, you're fine.
2023, the board, approved a CDBG block grant, not a DCD block grant. Any seconds to that?
Second.
Larry second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion to approve supply reimbursement to the tax collector. So there is a reimbursement receipt voucher for ink for the tax collector. I make a motion to approve the reimbursement, conditioned upon a original receipt. Carl seconds that. All in favor? Aye. Larry abstains.
I would abstain from me.
And then one abstention for Larry. Okay, motion to approve professional escrow agreement between EQT/Samuel CC 748 Gas Well and Union Township. So the agreement, if I'm reading this correct, is between EQT and the township for the Samuel CC 748.
Yeah, it's for that project, yeah.
Okay, so that's the project. So the agreement's between EQT and Union Township for the project of the Samuel CC 748 gas well.
What is the project?
The Samuel CC 748,
What are they doing?
I believe,
what they're asking for us
This is for a grading permit, wasn't
It's a
it?
grading permit, so we don't know exactly what
I
they're
think
doing
they're
up there.
plugging a well and they needed a grading permit to do that.
It appears that they're plugging a well, but it's a grading permit.
Okay.
I'd have to double check, George, but I think that's what it is, yeah.
What we have is an escrow agreement for them. So I make a motion to approve the escrow agreement between EQT and the township for the Samuel CC 748 gas well project.
Second.
Larry seconds. All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve an agreement between Arthur Lilly and Union Township. This is a gentleman on McChain Road that had to put a sanitary cap or something in our right of way, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And so basically what we're doing is, with his approval and the township's approval, finalize this, so it's a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the agreement. Any seconds?
Second.
Larry. I made the motion, Larry second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion to approve a holding tank agreement for Jason Cheplik, who has applied for a holding tank. It's, in your packets, but any motion to approve the holding tank agreement for Jason Cheplik? Anyone that gets a holding tank in Union Township has to enter in the agreement, explain to them that they need to pump it out, and they put in an escrow in case they fail to pump it out, we are forced to be in compliance with the DEP. So Jason Cheplik has filled out the forms and given the appropriate escrow. I don't know if it's for his house or the store.
I'll make
But
the
any,
motion.
you make the motion, Suzanne made the motion. It could be for both or on one parcel, so anybody that gets a holding tank has to notify the township and put in an escrow. Okay, so Suzanne made the motion and there was a second by Carl. All in favor? Aye. Motion to approve overlooked storage refund to Kathleen Orr for PAWC overages due to a water line break. In there you'll see the invoice. She had a rental property that had a water line break in the yard. We are a pass-through to South Park. So she got, the water company and South Park to reimburse. Therefore, she wants to South Park is no longer billing Union Township for that set amount of water. So she wants it corrected on her.
And then she gets $648 back.
Yes. So, our treasurer and storage department told her that we have to bill her for whatever they bill us. And until she worked it out with the water company in South Park, that we had to just bill her for what they were billing us for.
But she hasn't actually paid it.
No, she
So
won't,
we'll
yeah.
just be giving her a credit.
We've given her credit, you are correct.
Okay.
So this is not, this won't necessarily be a refund, like Linda just stated. She didn't actually pay it.
Right.
It's sitting on her bill, so it won't be cutting her a refund, this would be adjusting her bill for $648.
I'll
So
make
Linda's-
that motion.
So Suzanne made that motion,
I'll second it then.
and Linda seconds. And that was for crediting her bill, not refund. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, municipal bid sale of equipment and possible purchase of office furniture. As voted on by the board previously, we are finally down to getting this front loader sold on municipal bid. The ad has been placed in the Observer Reporter, it's in, the copy of it's in your packet. It will go live. Stacy, thought it'd be best that the auction, that's it. The auction would end just prior to a township meeting because you have a certain amount of time to accept the bid or not. So she has made it that it's just 2 days before, it'll end on a Friday before a meeting. So that by Monday we can vote because it'll close out and won't.
That's our girl, or our lady?
Yes, Stacy in there, yeah. So, also when somebody wins a bid, they start hounding you.
Yeah, right, well,
So-
somebody's thinking.
She has it that it will end, just prior to, just,
February 23rd.
yes.
Oh, that's the meeting.
Yeah, so it'll be awarded at February 23rd. The bidding process will end on February 20th.
Yeah.
So that is why it's a discussion item. The board already voted to do this advertising, already voted to do. Also, there is a lot of office furniture and stuff on municipal bid, that I think we should be looking at, particularly maybe these chairs. These are horrible, but apparently there's a lot of people working from home now, and there is a lot of, so if it's okay with the board for them to start looking at.
Sure.
Okay. Just giving you an update that, in the future, we're maybe looking at buying some pieces of office furniture. Believe it or not, our storage billing department up there sits on a foldable chair because she doesn't even have a chair for her office. So, we're gonna get some of that. Okay, B, notice received by the IRS about the township's unfiled 2019 returns for 2018 payroll. So, the township got notified on Friday by the IRS that there is there's filings that never were done in 2019 for 2018 payroll. You all got a copy of it in your emails. I don't even know where to go with this. I don't know who did the payroll in 2018, or who should have did the filings in 2019, or was it in-house? It wasn't Palermo from what I can see. What?
The accountant should have, right?
No, the Palermo was hired in 2020 when Bobby Singer was hired. These are 2018 and 19 payroll.
Why did they wait so long to notify Tom?
I don't know.
Come
The
on,
IRS.
it's the IRS, they're better than that.
Yeah, well, you know what the IRS, I find, because I'm in business, the IRS, if you owe them 4 cents, will wait 3 years to tell you, because the penalties and interest on that
it's
3 cents will be
$4,000.
$4,000 by the time they get around to telling you.
Pretty shrewd.
But, like I said, it's gonna be a deep dive in the CCAN, I don't even know.
How about that Kim, that does our audit now?
You'd have to know where the doc is. Somewhere there's W-2s and a W-3 from 2019 for 2018 payroll that never got sent to the IRS.
How much did they say?
Well, there was a change in personnel then.
Yes.
It changed a lot back then.
Right.
They did.
But from that year to that year, there was
I-
a change in stuff.
The only thing I can tell you is when I set up the ADP account after Mr. Palermo was no longer doing payroll here, when I set it up, they said the township used to have an account. Don't know if it was for these years, I don't know if Ms. Dooley did but I don't know. I don't know who did the payroll or where to start looking, but I guess we're gonna start in a CCAN, looking for boxes marked 2018 payroll, maybe, possibly. What do you do in the instance if we don't have it?
It's a good one, I mean, I'm certain that they have the W-2s, the W-2s would have to be filed.
Is there a possibility, okay, so when I do my federal taxes and I do my state taxes, I do them electronically. But is there a possibility that you can go on the state's website, get a copy of what you filed with the state, or is that gonna be that maybe the state didn't get them either, they just haven't told us yet?
I'm assuming if you had employees back then,
Of
you'd
course.
have to follow the W-2s with the feds, if they were filed.
Well, that's what the notice says,
Is
right?
this our tax information, is the township or?
It's
employees?
payroll reconciliation, not that they didn't pay the taxes.
Yeah,
I don't know, we got a thing saying that wasn't filed. But you probably get a copy of it, if they filed electronically with the state, you could print those out, and that would be the same information that the federal government should have. Minus the fact that maybe we'll find them in a box in a seat,
That's if they did the right stuff.
if they did. If the state has them, like maybe the state will give us a
So
mail
why
next week.
would they file with the state, not the feds?
change of people in the January mix-up. I don't know. It,
I think you're gonna have to search. I mean, I don't know how to.
Who was working back in 2018?
it would have been filed in 19. So you
Right.
close out 18, and usually, I think one of them is like by March, whatever, you have to have and one of them is by the end of January. Like, you have to have out to your employees by the 31st of January. Then you have, I think, till this time, February something for the state, you have till like March 1st for the federal
Was
government.
Judy Taylor still here yet back then?
I don't think so. No, I think it was
So it's people that were
Nicole.
employed here in 2018, 2218, right?
The person that should have filed it would have been the treasurer of 2019 filing for 18.
Great.
So who was that back then?
I don't know.
So maybe look at the minutes.
Yeah.
We can find out, that should be, we could find the individual, get the information, maybe. it doesn't
Maybe they
bother.
used ADP. At one point, somebody used ADP, because I remember that when I set up the payroll.
Well, maybe.
Palermo looks like he was hired in 2020
I don't know.
to do
I
payroll.
think you were using ADP for a while.
I don't know, I just remember when I set it up, they told me I had, at one time, the township already had one.
Why don't you maybe call ADP and see if they can help you out? That might be the first
So
step.
who was on the board then? I mean, can't we ask one of those people?
I think was Heather there back then?
I don't know.
I believe she was chairman at the time, yeah.
Yeah, I was out east enjoying life then.
Life was good back then.
Yeah. All right. So,
So that's just a discussion item, because right now there's nothing to do, I'm just making the board aware that we have an issue there. Request from Kevin Braun dealing with the highway occupancy permit for the mineral waste project.
So we've told, both myself and TJ have told Mr. Braun about the need to have an HOP. And we drafted the initial developers agreement. I think his attorney and himself both said, at least my recollection, is that they already had the HOP or they applied for the HOP. Well, I think we got something, last week from Mr. Braun, that he said now the township has to be the applicant for the HOP, which is what we told him from day one. And now he wants me to put together an agreement within a couple of days, because tomorrow there is a status conference, and I advised the attorney for the township, the insurance attorney, saying, you know, what they want us to do. So I have to put together an agreement which basically says the cost, any cost incurred by the township, such as TJ's review of the documents or the application, that all has to be reimbursed at reasonable expense, at a reasonable cost. Also, any improvements, because I think there are going to be improvements, but what do I know? But any improvements that are necessary are going to have to be responsibility. And if you recall, we had that when he was here that one time, conditional use about. I think I told him he needs to be responsible. His firm or whatever is going to be responsible for the improvements.
True.
And I think he stood up there.
Straight up there.
And I said to him,
Conditions.
yeah, he was basically freaking out, but not freaking out, but he's had issues. And then he filed an appeal. I think that was one of the bases. But the cost could be astronomical. Plus, I want to have some type of bond in place. Is there going to be stormwater coming down that road also, TJ? I mean, they could connect.
Not any more so than what is coming down now. They're repaving that road. They're putting the cul-de-sac in at the top, but they're handling the drainage from the cul-de-sac separately. So
there's not going to be any drainage coming into the state drainage system.
there should not be any more than what currently exists right now.
So, but I'm just saying, this cost will have to be borne by Kevin Braun. But again, remember, we had that conditional use, and I did tell him, and I think he had some issues with it.
You did.
So, but I have to put together an agreement, and I just can't, I worked on it today since most of the staff, or all the staff was gone except for me, and so I have a draft done, but it's gonna take a couple of days just to get out of the way. So
The cost of that agreement will come out of his escrow, correct?
it's gonna come out as escrow.
I'm just saying, there's no board motion that needs to be made to permit you to do that, because it's coming from him.
Well, if you wanna make a motion to authorize the township solicitor to prepare an agreement, providing that any cost incurred by the township concerning engineering fees to review the application and any cost of the township solicitor for the same shall be the responsibility of, what's it called, Braun Mineral LLC, is that what the name of it?
Braun Holdings, Mineral Beach, yeah.
Something like that.
Shouldn't that be prepaid?
Yeah, well, they have an escrow, they're good on their escrow right now.
Are they
So
good
they
on
have
it?
money sitting in their escrow right now.
Alright, so you can make that motion, someone can make that motion.
That highway, we were talking about the extra lane.
Well, that's on PennDOT.
Yeah, but
But if PennDOT requires an extra lane, the township's gonna be the applicant. Okay, for that situation, the township's the applicant. The state may say, there has to be improvements made. And basically, if there's any improvements made, I don't want the township to be responsible, that should be the
That's
responsibility.
what Carl doesn't want the township to be
Well,
responsible for.
that's gonna be in the agreement.
that has to be in the agreement.
And if he doesn't sign off, as far as I'm concerned, that's it.
And Dennis,
So is
that's
he
a-
modifying your motion to, as long, is that a
With the
modification?
stipulation that
It should be.
the developer will be responsible for any costs or improvements, etc. What's the question, TJ?
well, I was just gonna say, like you mentioned a second ago, PennDOT recently changed their procedures and practices, and they rarely, if ever, allow a private developer to be an applicant on a highway occupancy permit.
Yeah,
They-
this isn't uncommon though.
they require it to be the municipality, and the reason that is because if
They don't
there
want
are
stuff-
improvements needed to the intersections or the roadways as part of the project, they want to be able to come back to the township the township's not gonna go anywhere, the private developer's gonna leave once the project's done, they wanna
Or do
have
belly
somebody
up or
who's
whatever.
there. So Dennis's point is important, that if there are any improvements to Route 88 that are requested by PennDOT as part of this application that the township's gonna apply for
That was
on
Carl's
behalf of
point.
Braun. And Carl, right,
And that's what I told Mr. Braun, about a year ago.
we communicated it to him a while back, but that is the typical procedure.
So adding to any cost borne by the township engineering, township solicitor,
Extra lanes and
it'll be
light,
modified
or
to Carl's
both.
modification,
He
and
said
all
something.
improvements
That's up to,
necessary.
any of the improvements out there is totally at the purview of PennDOT.
Say if I wanna have a bright man,
At least.
That's what he said.
No, I've looked
Yeah.
into that for
Okay.
Okay,
751.
so that's the motion I just made.
Rates are
Any
very
seconds?
cheap.
You gonna second that?
I'll second it.
Okay, Carl seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So are they gonna close 88 for a time being when they're working on that?
No, this is to get a highway occupancy permit for Walter Long Road for their development. Walter Long Road is a private lane right now. So to build their
So that's the
development, they
property
need
we talked about last year, the homes going up on the hill.
a Mineral
Yeah.
Beach, yeah.
so there may be some type of construction, because an application will be made on behalf of the developer. That application will be reviewed by the township engineer, and then basically PennDOT will review it. They may say, we need a turning lane, you may need some type of.
So their
traffic light.
application's gonna say this private lane that gets this many cars is now gonna get this many cars. And
Correct.
PennDOT will review it and decide if there's any or whatever necessary improvements need to be done to their road, which is Route 88, before they will allow them to bring that many cars down.
That's when we talked about
That'll
last year
all-
about putting a light there.
And that'll all be PennDOT's decision, being it's a state road, not anything that we can do whatsoever.
That's the discretion.
But what we're saying is, and what Carl's point was, once we're the applicant for taking it from this many cars to this many cars, he wanted to make sure it was stated that any necessary improvements would be borne by the developer and not this township.
Correct.
That's where we're at with it.
And if the developer doesn't wanna do the,
Yeah,
what
cause
the
we're gonna
state
become,
correct.
we're gonna become the applicant, we just need to make it certain to the
Okay.
developer, we may be the applicant, but we're not the checkbox.
So if the developer says no to the improvements, then the project fails.
And that's the agreement that
happened
we're
before.
authorized Mr.
Right.
Makel to do.
Excuse me?
I think that happened before, correct?
What happened before?
No, they decided they wanted to be the applicant. We said this all a year ago, and he kicked and stuff, and then he went and applied, and he realized what Mr. Mako was saying was true, that he couldn't be the applicant. We had to be. So we did offer this a while back, but he applied for himself.
So tomorrow what I'll do is, if once the motion passes,
It already did.
I'll
I
put
think we
that,
took a roll call already.
I'll put that in.
Carl made the motion, yeah. Yep. So it is done. Arema storage billing update, that is in your packet. I left that on there. As we get through the first few months of this Arema storage billing, I just asked them if they could give us an update. They have finally figured it out with PAWC. Before, when they were looking for overages, because it's a bulk rate of $64 a month for everybody in Arema, which allows them a certain amount of water treatment. So some people get overages, but the way that they had it set up was they were getting a list of everybody in the West Elizabeth sanitary area, which a lot of them, hundreds and hundreds of them, weren't our customer. So it's been kind of a thing to get that narrowed down to that our billing department only gets reports about our customers. She wanted to let you know that she has figured that out after the meeting with PAWC for their other projects things. PAWC helped her through that of how to get just our customers. So look for the Arema storage billing update on the next couple of agendas just because it's so new. Okay, PADEP complaint dated 1/22/26 relative to noise.
Michelle,
Before we get to that, Michelle, I think we skipped the,
Oh, did we?
we did.
Well, I'm sorry. Resident concerns and questions dealing with EQT activities. So EQT, due to the storm, said that they couldn't be in attendance today. But if there was residents with concerns or questions that did attend tonight, that they would be available by phone. So if there's anybody that had concerns or questions, or anyone could call the township with a concern or question, and the staff will get you in contact with their representative. So that is the other alternative. It's understandable, storm happened, they got a lot going on with her, and sadly at 2 o'clock today said that they could not make it. So, I guess brain-wise, I was thinking of skipping.
no worries. Thank
But
you.
if anybody does have any concerns or questions dealing with EQT, you can reach out to the staff, they do have contact information to lead you to the right department. Okay, so I already talked about Alrama storage billing, DEP complaint dated 1/22 dealing relative to noise. I don't even know, I just put it in there, but I don't know.
Did you get a copy of that?
I did.
I'm going to assume it's regarding well.
Yeah, we can only
Fine.
assume.
Yes, but I don't know that.
So do you want to let me, is that something you should be looking into? I mean, it's hard to get.
I don't know what they want us to do with it.
Wow, we got.
I mean, what the DEP wants us to do with it, like how do we do it?
You know, usually if it's water sewage, it's one thing, but here it's noise. So do you think you should, is it something you can contact?
I mean, when we've had, I guess maybe we can try to clarify with DEP where they think the noise is coming from. But if it's related to the wells, then probably this needs to be passed along to EQT. I mean, the other noise complaints have been addressed by EQT.
Yeah, but under their conditional use in the active drilling stage, there's not much we're gonna be able to do.
He was the one that should be doing.
Yeah. And what, okay, so what if anything's,
Here's what
DEP do about it?
here's what I suggest, we got a complaint. My recommendation, we have TJ look into it, contact him, say what he needs to do.
Although the township has noise ordinances in place, under the conditional uses that were granted in, I think, 18 and 19 and 20, that EQT has special standards, and during the drilling phase, they can go 24 hours a day and make a lot of noise. It just, until they get through their active drilling cycle, they do not, our noise ordinances do not apply to them based on the conditional use hearings that they had years ago.
I can reach out to DEP and ask them what action they think's needed from our.
Because I guarantee you, if you reach out to EQT and say, you know, you're being kind of loud, they're just gonna laugh at you.
I think have TJ look into it, maybe then have TJ.
And I do feel for the people that have to listen to this noise, but I just don't know what we can do. Yeah. I remember when they said during those conditional uses, when it's 700 foot from a dwelling, and I'm like, are you kidding me? 700 foot, that's really, like, they're really loud. But
You know, it's not as loud as people think.
If you were 700 foot,
It's your backyard.
A friend of mine has a house right on top of the hill, a new house he's built, see, 43 off Pleasant View. My niece has a house down below there. It's stuck.
loud is a relative thing, what one person considers loud, what, you know, also how close you are to it. Some people are extra sensitive to it.
He's right.
I think
Oh, you
the
know.
reasoning this board wanted to continue to have an EQT representative here is,
Which is fine, you know.
I think that they need to talk to the people because I think it's so impactful when it initially happened.
Oh, I agree 100% with that.
And that, like with the Traxwell, I was 2 miles down the road, I could hear it. I don't know what the people on Cardox Road, but one day they were gone and you don't even know it's there.
Yeah.
But I think these people were so impacted with the massive amount of trucks, the noise, and that they need some better explanation that, but if you say it's gonna be noisy till March, most people can live with that. But they think it's the rest of their lives.
It's not, it's.
I know, but they need to talk more, and that, so we thought as a board, by inviting them all the time, more communication would help with some of these issues.
But nobody shows up to talk to them.
Yeah, well, we did have a snowstorm. We did have
way.
a snowstorm. They do call, number one complaint, the roads, the mud, the noise. But it is a massive operation going on in Union Township.
Yes, it is.
And so there is gonna be hiccups along the way, and I think if they address each one, I think that most of the people have honest concerns and honest complaints, and I think EQT, just by getting them together, I think, just make life easier for everybody.
I'm thinking they're probably, just me thinking out loud, they're probably done cracking that last well over there.
One guy
Because
was
there's no trucks on the road like there was.
One guy was very honest in his complaint. He emailed and he said, I am so frustrated at this point, I don't know if it's me hyper-focusing. So he was honest about it. He goes like, I think at some point of this might be me hyper-focusing, but it's overwhelming. So, okay, I'm going to make a motion to approve the bills A, B, C, and D. Payroll's E's payroll. So I'm gonna make a motion to approve the bills for the Arema storage account, the overlook account, and the escrow account, and the general fund, which is A, B, C, and D on our agenda.
Second.
Larry seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of payroll dated 1/16/2026 in the amount of $23,693.56.
Second.
Okay, well, I didn't make that yet, but okay. Michelle made the motion, Larry second, he's zipping up. You gotta go. Me and Larry, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any supervisors have any other comments or anything? Okay, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting. This clock's off, so it's 7:03. Any second?
Second.
Coral second.